this casing, plastic casing has to be developed. So we have to look whether this has to be done in a conventional process or additive manufacturing process. So to decide that, you have to collect the data pertains to project characteristics. How many volume you require, how many within a stipulated period of time. What is the life period, that is the lifetime required for this particular plastic. So based on this data, you have to justify whether additive manufacturing is suitable or not recommendable. For example, the part has to be manufactured and you need only one part. You don't need to require to manufacture the part in mass. So in that case, if there is only one part to be manufactured, obviously you can go for additive manufacturing. You may require 10 parts, but you may require 10 parts over a period of 10 years. Again, the rate is important. Production rate is very, very important. So just by number of part alone, you cannot control. You have to take care of production rate and production volume. And you have to also look into I want to use this part for a period of 50 years. So 50 years, whether the material can withstand the load, surrounding atmosphere, temperature, chemical resistance. So we should have a data that is mechanical for plastics for a period of considered lifetime. So make sure that all these details are available for any project you are going to take. If this is yes, I need 5 time component, I need 5 component, yes, and anticipated time of part is only days. Be days for 5 so this part can be manufactured in additive manufacturing. So this is about project characteristics. So first you have to collect the data about the project. Then you have to collect the data about part. Then you have to do a qualitative assessment. Based on this 3 input, the software will tell you feasible missions. Based on the feasible mission, you load a STL part, do a different orientation, do a different support structure generation, do a different field strategy, use different layer thickness, estimate the time and cost required, estimate the material required. Then you will get a cost in terms of time, cost in terms of material. Then you select a best mission. So this is the generic flow chart, which is developed by a scientist called David Rosen. His name here. So he's from Georgia Tech. So he's one of the pioneer in additive manufacturing. So he developed the process and he converted the same into a software using a MATLAB 5. So the software part alone I discuss now. So first it will ask, so project part is already, so using the data which you have collected for project, you will decide the requirement of additive manufacturing. Once you decide, yes, this part has to be done in additive manufacturing, then you have to collect a part data. So in part data, you are going to collect 5 important parameters. The first parameter is X value, Y value, and Z value. For example, if you want to print a casing of your cell phone, so the casing will have some length, that is your x-axis maximum value, some width, that is your y-axis maximum value, some thickness, that is your z-axis maximum value. So for any considered part, you measure the maximum x value, maximum y value, and maximum z value. For the measured value, you calculate a volume. You know, here it is 100 cross 100 cross 100. So you can take any part, measure the data, and give that data as a volume as well as detail. Then you have to see what material you require. You require a polymer, ceramic, elastomer, or plastic. Sometimes even in polymer, you can specify the specific polymer, ABS or PLA. Which material you require for this. Then you have to collect the data for roughness. What is the roughness required for given component? Then you have to collect the data for tolerance. For example, you may work with a component which will have multiple parts assembled together. So between one part to another part, there is a tolerance. So here it is 20 microns. then you have to collect a detail about the smallest feature, because any additive manufacturing process you will have a layer thickness. So less than the layer thickness you cannot print, but with one layer you cannot call that as a part. So if you need a stable part, you need to put multiple layers. It depends upon machine capability. So what is the minimum feature resolution? If you want to print a part with minor dot of 0.5 mm diameter, if the machine doesn't have the resolution, you cannot print the diameter. So collect this detail pertains to the part which you want to manufacture through additive manufacturing. So you have a CAD data. So using the CAD data, using the final application, you fetch this value. Then the next part is qualitative assessment. So project data will tell you whether you require additive manufacturing or not. Part data will collect the data about the material, about the volume, about the tolerance, about the roughness, finish. Then the third part is qualitative. So qualitative, it is a generic statement based on your experience. You have to give the option. So the first part and 10% of different. No, all part are unique shape. For example, you are going to make a mobile casing, but you are going to make 10 mobile casing. All 10 has different dimension, different design. So this will just tell you which, based on this, the inbuilt algorithm will tell you which machine is suitable for you. The second question is part consolidation. Whether the part is made of single part, there is no part replaces. Other part is that is unique application. Yes, it replaces 2 to 5 part. Yes, it replaces 6 to 10 part. Yes, it replaces an assembly of more than 10 part. So yes, already there is a component. Whether you are going to replace a single component, or already there is an assembly which has 10 to 12 parts, where you are going to replace those 12 part into a single part. So it is a integrated assembly part. Whether the number of component replaced is high or less, so based on this. So it is like easy, tough, average, and in the middle. So just you are giving the project characteristics. Part geometry. For example, if you are going to make some medical component, or if you want to print a turbine blade, definitely the part complexity is high. So you need 5-axis machine. Sometimes the part you have considered could be of very simple shape. There is 2.5 axis. XY movement alone is sufficient. For example, for mobile casing, just there is a simple shape, simple contours. So it is not much difficult. If you take a turbine blade, it is much difficult. If you want to print a skull of a human being, it is much more complex. So this input are based on your experience. Then the last part is within how many days you require. If you want to print within a day, or you need 5 to 10 days or more than 10 days. So it based on your customer requirement, based on your experience, you have to give a data for the qualitative assessment. Based on the 3 input, project, part, and qualitative assessment, the software itself, it has an inbuilt algorithm. So based on the values what you entered, based on the database what the software has, it is going to select the feasible mission. So the green color displays some of the mission recommendable for the input what you have given. The input in the sense what is the size, shape, complexity, within how many days you require. So based on those data, it is going to give the feasible mission and not recommendable mission. Using this, for example, you may be located in Pune. So among these 5 missions, 2 missions might be available in Pune. The other 2 missions might be available in Chennai. So you know your local vendor or you know your logistic issue. So based on that, you can select your choice. So in this case, they have selected few missions. You select and fetch, so those missions will come into the selected region. So for the selected region, it will display a graph. It will display 2 graphs. So the operator have selected 4 missions for a given part. For all these 4 missions, you are going to play with different. For example, if you take SLA Viper, so it is recommending 2 type of mission: 2 SLA mission, 2 SLS mission. This center station is SLS. This center station is also SLS. So this is a different company. This is from different company. See, it is what the purpose of this module itself to select a suitable process. So it is selecting suitable principle. Again, within the principle, there might be a multiple manufacturer. So it will consider all those manufacturers based upon the mission capability, based on the requirement. You can select few of those missions. So if you take SLA Viper, the component can be printed in 0°, the component can be printed in 90°, the component can be printed in 80°. So different path orientation. Again, at 80°, the component can be printed with a layer thickness of 0.1 mm. It can be printed at the layer thickness of 0.2 mm. So within SLA, for a given component, for a various combination of process parameter, you can calculate what is the maximum time required, minimum time required. So the other option will lie in between. Similarly for center station, similarly for SLA, similarly for other center station. So what this the smaller gap shows, the smaller gap shows there is minimum feasibility between minimum and maximum. The larger gap shows there is a maximum, but that is you can play with different parameters, and based on the parameter you can reduce or increase the time consumption, because you are going to calculate a cost of printing based upon the time required for printing as well as material required for printing. The second chart will tell you the material requirement, that is cost. Directly chase cost. So cost will take care of material, machine maintenance, if there is any purchasable or manpower consumption, and operation cost. So all the 4 cost is given for the considered component. So again, for each of those component, you can calculate a time and also you can calculate a cost. So from this graph, you can identify that center station HIQHS, the mission gives the minimum time and minimum cost. So this software will help you to identify the suitable process for any given application. Even you do not have a knowledge on different process, just fetch this data, fetch this product data, fetch this project qualitative assessment data. It will give a feasible mission based on your location and logistic issue. Select some considered mission. It will tell you the least cost required and least time required, and that you can select it for given application. So that is the main purpose of this module. The detailed procedure of this will be discussed in video. So that video I will share with you through a link. So in this part, the main part of the software is you have to collect a database, because the process, the entire software works based on the database. So this shows one screenshot of a database. For example, you are located in Pune. There is one new company who have procured a stereolithography process principle. Again, the name of the mission. Within stereolithography, the name of the mission. Within the mission, what are the material feasible? What is the ball thickness feasible? What is the size? Because within SLA Viper, there might be a different size of the mission. So for any new mission, for any of your for any of your supplier, you try to consolidate all the data, mission data. This is mission specification. And based on the mission specification, and also based on the data what you entered in part data, it will compare the value, and based on that final comparison, it will select, it will give you the feasible mission. So that is the important part. This is one example. There are many algorithms. You can start, you just go through from the beginning to the last. You create a CAD model, fetch it into the software, software will have a mission database, material database, and process database. Based on the input and based on the database, it will give a comparison. Then you do different orientation, different support modeling, different slicing. Then you calculate a time and cost. Based on the final output, you can select a suitable process, go for a printing. So this is an example for your process selection module. So like this, you can also develop your own software. You can also create a database. So there are a lot of research avenues. There are a lot of enterprises avenues where you can look into for select development of software to select a suitable additive manufacturing process. So with this, we will close.